Young Jonn, Aquafina, one of the biggest statements for a producer crossing over to an artist Young Jonn made last year with his massive hit song, Extra Cool, and Dada with Davido. In recent times, he has picked up a new steam and new moments with Stamina, and it's an exciting one for him. But he's following up that excitement and that momentum with a new track for himself. So let's see it. Aquafina, let's see what he's saying, man. Let's see what he's saying. Let's get it. Okay.
My Aquafina, kilo de don't para, oh no.
I saw the snippet.
My chinchilla, my femicilla, my painkiller. No good, they aggravate the situation, come and complicate. Cause tomorrow, if my feelings start to change, you go know I don't tell you before. You know I don't tell you before.
Oddly enough, this man is saying a lot of things that you would imagine. Like, even though I've not found the pockets yet, I'm still waiting for the pocket to really hit or really land. He's actually saying some things that are almost too realistic. It's like this man is really dealing with an honest conversation in a relationship. Like, he's actually having a discussion here, and I can commend him. I can commend him for that, because there's not many times you can do that on a pop record, right? This is like insecurity / self-sabotage angle he's coming with, man. I'm like, he's like almost setting himself up for heartbreak. Like, he's expecting it to come. Like, he's preparing himself. He's putting up his walls already. We're about to get into some therapeutic discussions right now, honestly. But I think, yeah, man, I think he's definitely having a discussion here. I'll say that, even though I'm joking around, but he's legit having a real discussion about his insecurities here. And he needs that reassurance, and he's not getting that reassurance. He needs it, and he's not getting that reassurance. And this is a very honest conversation, man. Honest things that he's saying, man. Let's go.
We cannot do this every time. This love not anybody concerned. Why do we argue every night, though? When you know say I love you, my chinchilla, my femicilla, and my tequila. Most nights I'm lonely, baby. You don't even notice.
Don't even notice. That's so dark.
Eventually, if you don't love me, you should just tell me like this, oh like this.
I mean,
my Aquafina, kilo de don't para,
Okay, man, that was a real record. That was a very honest record from Young Jonn. It's almost to the point that I was like, okay, like, are we gonna get? I was expecting the song to build up to a pocket where, like, it was clear where it was going. It would land. And it took, obviously, like it should, the second run at the hook for me to actually understand, or at least sit where the chorus was, because I didn't think it transitioned quite clearly as it should, honestly. But then again, we got signature moves here from Magic Sticks. Violin presence was strong throughout, so that was a given. But then again, Young Jonn has this ability to structure his hooks in a way that don't feel mind-numbing. They don't feel rigid. They don't feel too restricted to one particular pocket. They feel like they can have an expanded and a well-rounded kind of feel. Contrast with what we heard tonight from the Lakon song that was honestly very rigid of a hook. That was too, like, punch, was too situated on landing the rhyme. And it was not like, not get to the point where it just felt too simple and lazy. I think in Young Jonn is a contrast of that, like a glaring contrast of that, to say like he makes his hooks like flow well to the point where you don't even see it coming. You can't necessarily see what pocket is going to land on, and it's not as repetitive. It's not too dumbed down. But at the end of the day, you can still catch the melody, you can still catch the tune of it, and you can walk with him. You know, you can engage with it. And I think that's it's a fine art, bro. It's a fine art of finding that sweet spot between simplicity and just lazy. Like, it's a fine line. And I think Young Jonn, I think the best showcase of that was Extra Cool. He kind of slipped a little bit on Dada in a way. It was a little bit of heavy on the repetition type of thing. But I think perfect hook, like his most tacked hook, was Extra Cool, and I still rate that song as his finest moment so far. But I think Aquafina is also a good moment too, and I think he's also finding a sweet spot there. But then again, we heard the conversation about the talk, and like I said, yeah, man, he's having some real conversations. It's like as if he's setting himself up for a heartbreak. Like he knows that this heartbreak is coming, that he's not preparing himself for it. And I can see that in that terms of conversation that this was where his head was, and it feels very real. It feels very believable that this was something that happened to him. All right, man, how you guys feeling in that poll? 76% is what the verdict is. All right, not mad. Definitely felt like it needed a lot more than that, but I see it.